In this training video, we're going to be walking through how to manually enter IU-specific data into DHIS2. This includes population numbers for each IU split by pre-SAC, SAC, and adults, as well as by gender where that information is available. It also includes disease-specific information such as endemicity and prevalence. In this session, I will present a series of slides which explains the data entry process, followed by a brief demonstration of how this is actually done using the DHIS2 platform. So, what are the reasons for data entry? In other videos, you will have seen how to enter data for following specific activities, such as a round of MDA. The reasons for IU data entry are slightly different in this case. That's because using the IU level work plans, all of the IU information is going to have already been filled out at the beginning of the project. This means that you will only need to use this data entry form in cases where the data needs to be updated. This may be the result of MOH having updated population numbers, which is fairly common, or occasions when an endemic IU meets the criteria to be deemed non-endemic, which is less common. In addition, these instructions that follow are more relevant to instances when only a handful of IUs need to be updated, for example, 1 to 10, let's say. For cases where, for example, the entire population numbers across all IUs needs to be updated within a country, please contact the Global Ascend team for support in doing so in a more efficient manner. Now to explain where to go within DHIS2 to enter IU information data. So like other data entry videos that you will have seen, once you have logged into the DHIS2 platform using your credentials, go to the data capture app in the 3x3 dot menu at the top right of your screen. Once you're in the data capture app, select the IU in question, along with the implementation unit information program. That's the form that we want to be able to enter data into. Once you have selected the IU in the correct program, you will see a list of all the previous submissions appear at the bottom of your screen. In this case, has been filmed prior to the import of all the data, so you see that there are no entries. But when you log in, you will see that there will be at least one entry. Once you have entered and saved your new data, your submission will appear here with the latest timestamp. Now to create a new event and start entering your data, so click the new event icon at the top right of the screen. You'll now be taken to a screen that prompts you for the required data. So like other forms, you will see that the descriptions of each data entry make it very clear what data is required for each field. Let's begin with the population data. If you're updating population data for an IU, in this case we're using Malawi as an example, you will see that you can enter January 1st from the year that the data are from. For example, that means that if you're inputting 2021 population data estimates for this IU in Malawi, you would select January 1st, 2021. In terms of the actual population numbers, you may be importing the data from a spreadsheet similar to the one here, which is taken directly from the Ascend IU level work plans. In this example, you would enter the population data split by SAC, pre-SAC, and adults, but we would leave the gender split blank as the information is not currently available to the program. Moving on to the disease-specific fields. So data are required for each of the diseases in question, even if that disease is not endemic in the country or the IU in question. So the structure of the data is similar between diseases, however the options for each entry will differ. For example, for the fields associated with LF endemicity, as we see here, you will need to enter the category, the survey type, the status, and the year that the survey was conducted. All this data may again come from the Ascend IU work plans, but you may as well have another source of this information, perhaps an MOH-specific resource that you're using. The next series of slides presents the different variations of data fields and drop-downs for each disease. I will not go through these now, but please use this video as a reference should you have any questions throughout your data entry process. So just like other forms, once the data entry is complete and you're satisfied with the accuracy of the data, you must tick the box confirming this and save and exit the form. So again, fairly simple to the other forms that you will have been walked through. In summary, the IU information form is used to store and record information specific to each IU and not specific to individual activities such as MDA or MDP. Also, you should only be using this form when there have been program updates to the associated fields, such as updates to population numbers or updates to the endemicity or prevalence. following mapping. Now I will take you through a brief demonstration of how this is done directly into DHIS2. So once you have logged into DHIS2 using your credentials, you'll be taken to the main dashboard screen. Where we need to go is the 3x3 matrix here, the main menu, and click the Data Capture app. This will take you to the screen where you need to select the IU along with the program of interest. So in this case, just following our example from the slides, we are going to use Malawi as an example, and we're going to suggest the implementation unit information program. You'll see again here, no information has yet been entered, but you will see at least one entry when you log in. To create a new event and start entering your data, click New Event in the top right corner. This takes you to the page with all of the data entry fields. So if we were entering data for 2021, we would click January 1st, 2021. Then we start entering using our Excel spreadsheet the population numbers. So we're just going to use an arbitrary example in this case, let's say 1,000. You'll see that when you start filling in the information split by gender, you'll be prompted with some warnings to ensure the accuracy of the data. So for example, the sum of male and female should equal the total. So if you click here 700, so the total is 900, you will get an error here telling you that the sum of the female population and the male population does not equal 1,000. So you will have to go in, adjust your answer so that that matches. Similarly, for the split of the total population by pre-SAC, SAC, and adult, you'll be prompted with similar warnings. For example, as we start filling this out, we know that the sum of these should be less than the total population. As soon as we start trying to enter data that are inaccurate like this, you'll be prompted with a warning the sum of the different categories should be less than or equal to the total population. So again here, these numbers will have to reflect this. These are just fake numbers for this example, obviously. Then the following fields, such as LF endemicity, we can say endemic, mapping, status on MDA, hypothetical example, and year of survey, we manually enter 2015, for example. We do the same for each of the fields below for trachoma, onco, STH, and schisto. Once done and satisfied with the accuracy of the data, we go complete event, yes, and save and exit. So that concludes the demonstration for data entry into the IU information form. And should you have any questions, you can refer to this video retrospectively or contact the Global Ascend team.